Fair Isle Ford is proud to present Isles Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Scotiabank Moose Minute. Glad you could join us here tonight in Moose Country as we get set for puck drop against the Charlottetown Islanders. Your Mooseheads have turned it up a notch of late, picking up points in their last 4 games. 2-0-2 over that. Includes a very exciting and 2 overtime loss Saturday night. Score late in regulation extra period, and Bell turned in likely his best season, making 34 points, many of the variety. Now, Radio is proudly brought to you by Domino's, Hunter's Ale House, The Factory Downtown, ADL, and Centennial Auto Group.
Summer ended, but the party hasn't on Hunter's Corner. The Charlottetown Beer Garden has brought the garden party indoors. The garden is now open from 10 till 2 every Friday and Saturday night. And Moosehead Breweries gives you the latest beats and the garden's best seats, where you and 9 of your friends can win exclusive seating in the Moose Light Secret Garden. Thursdays at the Factory. Don't miss throwback trivia followed by Thirsty Thursday with DJ Method. Over at Hunter's, it's entertainment trivia on Thursdays and music trivia on Sundays. The party lives on at Hunter's Corner.
Hi, it's Sean Casey, your Member of Parliament for Charlottetown. These are trying times for all Canadians. Thank you to everyone who is doing their part to keep Prince Edward Island and Charlottetown safe. A special shout out to all healthcare and other essential workers who put themselves on the front line for us each and every day. Call my office at 902-566-7770 for information on how your federal government is supporting Islanders.
The compliments keep coming for the 2020 Lincoln lineup. Forbes says the Aviator is the best vehicle Lincoln has ever produced. And Auto Trader says the Nautilus is a fashion-forward luxury machine. Right now, there's even more reason to rave with 0% APR purchase financing on select new 2020 vehicles for up to 60 months. And thoughtful experiences like Lincoln pickup and delivery. For details, visit fairislelincoln.ca or visit us in Charlottetown today.
Your patience has paid off. You've been waiting, asking, wondering when the Charlottetown Islanders team store will open. The answer is now. That's right. The Charlottetown Islanders team store is open again. Now is your chance to grab some new swag and support your Islanders all season long. Head in and see what's new. Drop in Monday to Friday from 10 to 4 to grab the latest Islanders gear to show your support. The Charlottetown Islanders team store is open again. See you soon.
Fair Isle Ford is proud to present Isles Radio.
And now, the East Link starting lineup for your Halifax Mooseheads. In goal, number 1, Alex Gravel. On defense, number 28, Steven Davis. And number 79, Jason Horvath. The forwards, number 6, Marcus Vidicek. Number 23, Landon Myron. And number 78, Liam Payton. We ask that now please rise, if you're able to, remove your headwear, and join the Mooseheads' own Peter Bayless for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Quand embrasser, porter la paix, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Go, Moose, go!
Downtown Halifax for another matchup between the Mooseheads and the Charlottetown Islanders. This team from PEI absolutely cruising right now. They've won 13 in a row. We'll see if the Mooseheads have an answer here tonight. Alex Gravel will get the start in goal for the Mooseheads in this one. He comes into this game with a 5-5-3-1 record, 368 goals against average, and an .887 save percentage. He was absolutely dialed in on Saturday night over in Charlottetown. At the other end of the ice, it's the Upper Tantallon native, Jacob Gooby, here in his sophomore campaign for Charlottetown. 8-3 on the season, 273 goals against average, and an .891 save percentage. Jim Holton, head coach and general manager of the Charlottetown Islanders, saying during our pregame show that Jacob Gooby likely the most improved player on the Charlottetown Islanders roster this year. And the Mooseheads without some key pieces here tonight. A bit of a flu bug of sorts going around the Mooseheads dressing room. All players testing negative for COVID-19 as we are underway here at the Scotiabank Center. But again, the Moose without a few big pieces. We'll get to that in just a moment as the puck is knocked out to neutral ice, comes back down into the Mooseheads end. Jason Horvath on it here for Halifax. Rink wide for Landon Myron. Hard pass. trying to fire that one up the left wing for Vidicek. It was broken up, and now Liam Payton will scoop it up and skate it down into Charlottetown territory. Banks it off the wall. Gooby out of his net to play it. He'll work it up the left side to Ryan Maynard, the defenseman, who has been playing up front here for the Charlottetown Islanders over the last few games. Carried ahead by Justin Barron. He'll skate it in, but he does so offside. So we get a whistle and a break in the action just 44 seconds in to this opening period here at the Scotiabank Center. Mooseheads without their top scorer, Elliot Desnoyers, not dressed here tonight. Cam Wynot on that top pair with Justin Barron on the Mooseheads back end. He's not dressed. Senna Peters, Kyle Pettin also out. All four of those players ill here today, but all four having tested negative for COVID-19. The Charlottetown Islanders missing a key piece as well. No Thomas Casey here tonight. Sick as well, but also negative for COVID-19 as Attilio Biasca tried to play that one up the wall. It was off a stick. Worked back down behind the Mooseheads net. DeRousseau tried to center out front for Budgel, and that's going to hop off of a stick and out of play. 18:51 left in this opening frame. Face-off will move back down into the Mooseheads end. Alex Gravel getting the start here once again between the pipes. As we mentioned a little earlier on that performance on Saturday night, a tour de force performance from Alex Gravel, who made one of the best saves of his career in overtime with Zach Beauregard. Lucas Cormier here at the left point. He'll try to work it over diagonally for Kieran Gallant. Knocked off of his stick, and now James Swan trying to clear it out. It's held by Noah Lowen. He'll hand off for Cormier. Back to Lowen. Over now for Elliott. Lets a shot go, and that is stopped by Gravel, who will hang on to it. Another face-off down in the Mooseheads end. And Noah Lowen, the overtime hero for Charlottetown on Saturday. The OT winner coming with just 13 seconds left, and it's really just a defensive breakdown right off the draw for the Mooseheads. They got a little out of sorts. Zach Leroux kind of chasing Bailey Peach, and that opened up Noah Lowen. He had plenty of room as Leroux kind of had himself in no man's land, as J.J. Daniel said during the warm-up here. But Zach Leroux as well. Should point out, of course, playing some fantastic hockey for the Mooseheads over the last few weeks in particular. It's very disciplined, high-skill stuff on display from Zach Leroux as the Mooseheads will clear it out. Trudeau hands it off for his partner, Oscar Plantowski, up toward his own blue line. Now he'll play it up the left wing for Boyd. Jams on the brakes, tries to shake his check. He'll work it down low. Little centering pass, nifty feed between the legs for McCarthy as he tried to center that one out front for Sam Oliver, who was busting toward the Mooseheads net. And it's another whistle and break in the action. The Moose with one call up here in the lineup tonight. Dylan Chisholm getting the call from the Valley Wildcats of the Maritime Junior A Hockey League. He'll be on the back end paired up with Lucas Robinson this evening. Former captain of the Cape Breton West Islanders and the Nova Scotia Under-18 Major League. Rugged two-way defenseman. Tremblay rims it around the boards. With it now at the right point is Budgel. Hands it off for Stewart. Now that was Peach trying to work it cross-ice for DeRousseau. Peach with it back behind the net. Throws it out front. It's off the stick of DeRousseau. Budgel finds it up top for Stewart. He'll let a shot go. And Orr got his stick in that shooting lane, so that puck will deflect out of play. 17:41 left in this opening frame. Talked about the call up here. Dylan Chisholm. Do have a promotion of sorts in the lineup. We have got Attilio Biasca playing here this evening. He'll center a line with Bobby Orr on his left wing, Jordan Dumais on the right wing side, and up front, what's being considered the top line here tonight, Zach Jones with Zach Leroux and James Swan is the fourth line out here for the Mooseheads. Robitaille tries to work it up the ice. That was knocked off the stick of Alex David. No allowing on it here for the Islanders. Ahead for Beauregard. He'll dish off for Patrick Gay. He was looking for Elliott. That pass missed its mark, and the Mooseheads will clear it out as Allowin backs off into his own zone. Now a good pass up ahead for Elliott. Left side for Gay. A shot. Rips it right on, and that was knocked away by Gravel. Cormier, the Vegas Golden Knights prospect, holds the line. We'll send it back in deep. Stephen Davis with it for the Mooseheads up the right wing, and the Herd will clear it out to center. Cormier back on it for the Islanders, and Sees a little bit of ice. He will take it as he comes in down the left wing side. Lets a shot go. Puts it on. They score. Kieran Gallant following up. He will knock home that rebound. And it's an early goal for the Islanders. They lead 1-0. Well, Kieran Gallant just driving the net there will pick up his 6th goal of the season after Lucas Cormier was given just a bit too much time and space right there. Walked in, got a good shot off. Big rebound sitting there. And Gallant just able to drive the net. And he'll knock that one home. The Islanders up 1-0. Gallant will remain out here. He will take this face-off for Charlottetown. Lines up against Vidicek. Gallant pulls it back. Now Virtue, the former Gatineau Olympique, got it out at center. Tried to dump it in. It was broken up there by the Mooseheads. Looked like Liam Payton caught a piece of it with his stick, and then it was played by the Islanders. So we get an offside call at the Mooseheads blue line here with 16:39 remaining in this opening frame. Liam Payton, the former Charlottetown Islander, out here now for the Mooseheads. He'll remain out on this third line. Marcus Vidicek flanked by Payton and Landon Myron. Big bodies out there with the Mooseheads rookie. Lucas Robinson playing it for Jake Furlong down in the Mooseheads end. Furlong will bank it off the boards for Robinson. Ahead now for Payton. He'll work it up now for Vidicek down the left wing side. A shot from a sharp angle. Gooby makes the stop, and Trudeau is swooping in now to pick up that loose puck. He'll slide it up the right wing for Gallant. Gallant threads it through for Trudeau, trying to slip it home. And Gravel not quite sure where it's at. A big save there as Plandowski drove one right on. It was cleared aside. Comes back to the line now for Trudeau. He'll lob it in. That hits a body. McCarthy trying to settle it. That was shot from Boyd, and that is stopped by Gravel. And got an injured Moosehead. Jake Furlong, a little banged up right there. Has lost his stick and is going to try to limp off, and he is cut. Some blood drawn right there, and Jake Furlong after the Islanders really buzzing down in the Mooseheads end. And my goodness, that was so close. That nifty little rush from Trudeau. Had a good little deke in tight on Gravel. It slipped it through the wickets, but Gravel bailed out by Marcus Vidicek more than once on that last sequence. Came in first to knock it away as it kind of trickled through him. And Vidicek able to get in there and clear it aside, and a pretty good net front clear once again from Vidicek just a second or two after that, as well as the Islanders were really pouring on the pressure, looking for another one, and they lead 1-0 here in this opening frame. 15:57 remaining, and Kieran Gallant has got the Islanders on top. 6 goals now on the season for the Prince Edward Island native. Lucas Cormier picking up the lone helper there, and that blood has got to be scraped off the ice right now. The ice crew out here. And again, Jake Furlong, a little banged up on that last play and didn't quite catch a replay on that one. Not sure if that was a stick or perhaps a puck that came up and clipped Jake Furlong up high. Well, Dylan Chisholm out here now for the Mooseheads. He'll be on the ice for a defensive zone faceoff. Making his Q-League debut here tonight, former Cape Breton West Islanders captain. And, Chisholm, as we mentioned, currently a member of the Valley Wildcats. 3 goals, 5 assists for the two-way defenseman here in 27 games this season with the Valley Wildcats. And 50 penalty minutes to go along with that as well. And that was a shot from the point from Trudeau. That was what came up and got Jake Furlong up high. So certainly we hope that the rookie will be doing okay right there. The Mooseheads already without a big piece on their back end, Cam Wynot, who typically plays in that spot that we're seeing Furlong out tonight on. That left spot on that top pairing alongside Mooseheads captain Justin Barron. The Moose already without Cam Wynot here this evening, and now could be without Jake Furlong for a little stretch as he will need some repairs, as will the ice. Again, still some work being done to clear away a little bit of the blood that was drawn by that shot that Furlong took up high. But the good news there is he did pop up immediately, was able to make his way right to the Mooseheads dressing room. So certainly hoping to see Jake Furlong back out here in the not-too-distant future, hopefully a little later on here this period if he's no worse for wear. And now off the face-off, Zach Leroux able to get it out and over the blue line for the Herd. Jones on it. He'll play it back into his end there for Chisholm. Over to Horvath. The pass ahead for Zach Jones. He'll slide it up the right wing. Was looking for Leroux, and Leroux reaching in, grabs a hold of it. He'll dump it in toward Gooby, who plays it with Swan, applying some pressure on the forecheck. Jones buzzing down there as well right now for the Moose. Stewart will reverse it, and Tremblay trying to get to that one, racing over. Got a stick on it, but the Mooseheads will pick it up. Great pass from Leroux. He dropped it off toward the slot for Zach Jones. And Jones not quite able to corral that one as the Islanders will look to break out. Carried ahead by Tremblay, and he'll hit Budgel with a Budgel on the backhand and stopped by Gravel. Alex Gravel gets the pad down to make that save, and now another shot on goal. Cormier spins, lets it go, and a big glove from Gravy, and a couple of big saves right there. We've seen some highlight reel goals from Brett Budgel, and as we'll mention during the interview, during the second intermission with Corey Arsenault, it's always a little surprising to look and see just 12 goals on the year for Brett Budgel, who always seems to save some of his best stuff for the Scotiabank Center, and just not quite able to find the elevation on that one as he had Gravel waited out. Now a chance right off the draw from Bailey Peach, who drove toward the net, and that'll be stopped by Gravel as well. But Alex Gravel playing that one last little sequence, that last opportunity for Brett Budgel pretty well. And he'll line up for a face-off now to his left. Biasca in to take the draw. He'll win that one. Now Justin Barron pressured, but he's able to win his battle as he hands it off for Davis. Davis flips it off the glass and out. Now a foot race as Dumais and Cormier head after. Cormier getting to it first, rims it around for DeRousseau. Comes back to the line for Barron. He'll let a shot go. Stopped by Gooby. And now it's poked past Davis. Brett Budgel will make his way in down the right wing. Pulls up, dishes off, and that hits a skate. Barron was able to break it up, and now Justin Barron getting hauled down. He'll work it ahead, though, for Orr. Delayed penalty coming up to the Islanders, and that'll be touched up by Noah Lowen, and he'll have to be careful as he lays a cross-check on Bobby Orr as that whistle had gone. So with 14-14 to go here in period number one, first power play of the game will go the Mooseheads' way. It's a tripping call to the Q's leading scorer, Cedric DeRousseau. DeRousseau here coming into this game with 62 points on the season, tied with his teammate Thomas Casey for first in the league. Casey, of course, as we mentioned, one of 5 players not in the lineup tonight. 4 Mooseheads missing due to illness, and Thomas Casey as well. But all players testing negative for COVID as Attilio Biasca will skate it up ahead, punches it in and right down the middle. Will roll it down toward the corner. Leroux on it there for Halifax. Rims it up top for Orr. Rink wide to Biasca. To Barron, the captain lets a shot go. And a good block by the goal scorer, Kieran Gallant. He's got the only goal in this game, and the Islanders able to work it out. But Barron will jump right back up into the action. He'll rim it around the boards. Dumais gives chase after it here for the Moose. Vidicek on it. His pass broken up by Trudeau, but Vidicek responds well. Now a chance inside for Orr, and Gooby, they had just got a piece of that. What an opportunity as Dumais will hit Horvath with a shot. He'll let it rip, and that was blocked by Beauregard. Orr will bounce one downward, Vidicek. Behind the net for Zach Leroux. Leroux looking for Orr, and looked like Beauregard was able to whack that one out of midair, and he'll clear it all the way back down into the Mooseheads end. Horvath will have to be careful down here as he's got Patrick Gay pressing, and he'll give the Mooseheads a few troubles back in their own end. Now Horvath looking to work it ahead. He'll drop it off at his own blue line for Vidicek. 36 seconds remaining on this Mooseheads power play as Swan will take a bump from Felix Tremblay. Now a battle along the boards as Mooseheads try to fish this one loose. Tremblay doing a good job of eating up some time on this Mooseheads power play. And finally knocked free. Vinicek is able to whack it out for Jones. Jones muscled off the puck by Stewart, and the former Moncton Wildcat sends it back down into Mooseheads territory. Horvath on it now for the Moose. Just 6 seconds left on this Halifax power play as Barron winds up. He'll drive it in, drops it off to Myron, rink wide for Jones. Zach Jones trying to throw it cross ice there for Myron, and that was picked off by the Islanders. Now we're back to five-a-side hockey as DeRousseau gains the Mooseheads blue line, but he'll turn that one over to Swan, and now Swan trying to drive up ice. Runs into Lowen out there, and Lowen able to knock Swan off stride, and Cormier will scoop it up and play it back to his D partner. Ahead for DeRousseau on the right wing to Budgel. He'll poke it down the wall as Robinson applies a little bit of pressure there on the boards, and Payton trying to get it out. Mooseheads unable to clear, though, and a centering feed from Budgel picked off, and the Moose will get it out and over their own blue line as the Islanders are right back on it. Budgel will fire it in here for Charlottetown. Rimmed it hard around the boards. Gravel came out to play it, but couldn't get a stick on it as Barron finds it here for the Moose. He will dump that one in. It's off the glove. A fellow 2017 first rounder and his longtime friend Noah Lowen bounces into.
Now to welcome the Pro Cycle Ice Crew. Pro Cycle, your local Honda motorcycle ATV.
There's a shot. Islanders score.
Hi, this is Sean Casey, your MP for Charlottetown. Our federal government is working hard to make sure we have your back during this epic challenge. We'll block shots and keep digging so you can reach your goals. Call for information on programs and services supporting all Charlottetown Islanders.
Call 902-566-7770 for information on how your federal government is supporting Islanders.
It's Fair Isle Ford, Charlottetown Islanders Radio.
Suggestions you'll love. Spend less time searching and more time watching. That's the Eastlink Edge.
Here on News 95.7, Gareth McDonald back with you live from the Scotiabank Center at downtown Halifax. 11:20 to go in period number one. Islanders leading the Moose 1-0 face-off in Charlottetown territory, and that'll be won by Zach Beauregard. Real strong on the face-offs as Trudeau plays it up the left wing for Boyd. Boyd trying to skate it down the wall, and he'll take a good bump there from Davis. Back to the line for Trudeau. Lobbed one toward the net. That hit a body. Beauregard sweeping in. Looking for it here along the boards and battle with Biasca. Was able to poke it down low for Horvath. Around for Davis. Davis up the left wing wall and out to center as Orr will chase after it. Trudeau will take it back down into his own end. Trying to jam on the brakes there. Lost an edge but recovers nicely right back up. And he'll rim it up the left side for Beauregard out there at neutral ice. Or McCarthy rather. I'll correct myself. Now Trudeau. Ahead for Patrick Gay down the left wing. Lets a shot go, and a quick little shoulder stop there from Alex Gravel, who was able to knock it away. Now Patrick Gay looking for DeRousseau. He'll play it toward the point for Tremblay. Puts that one right on, and that was steered aside by the Mooseheads netminder. Now Davis up the left wing was looking for Orr. That skipped over his stick, and Stewart now over for Tremblay. Ahead for Gay. Gay turns that one over to Robinson. He'll take it back behind the Mooseheads net. Plays it up the left wing. That got past Payton. DeRousseau with it over to Tremblay. Fakes the shot and dishes off. And a little behind the back feed there from Patrick Gay. He'll try to center out front. DeRousseau hits Gay with a pass and a big shot there. Stopped by Gravel. Stewart lets one go. That's off a body. Landon Myron will try to get it out and over the line for the Mooseheads. Now DeRousseau able to punch that one right back in, but it's poked off of his stick. Now Myron battling along the boards for the Moose. He'll slide it up the board. Stewart finds it, dishes off for Tremblay, and a feed up the right wing for the Islanders captain, Brett Budgel. He'll absorb a bump along the boards from Vinicek. And again, the Mooseheads force the Islanders back. Noah Lowen back at his own blue line, up the left wing for Budgel, and It'll be dumped in here by Charlottetown with 9:05 to go in period number one. Islanders lead 1-0. Work toward the line for Cormier, and something we don't see very often. Cormier kind of mishandling that one. It forced his team offside. They had a tag up, and now they'll play it right back in as Barron will clear the zone here for Halifax. Ices the puck, and we'll get a whistle and stoppage on the play. 8:46.
Hey, Moose Country. When you're finished eating, don't forget to pull up your mask.
Peter Norton from Norton's Jewelers here. Myself, my son Craig, and our team are proud to be your local neighborhood jewelers. As people who are born and raised on the island, we know the importance of local. We shop local, eat local, and give locally. We encourage you to do the same and continue to support your community by connecting and buying from local business owners like myself and others. We're happy Norton's Jewelers is open, and we look forward to seeing you to help you add another chapter to your love story with the perfect piece of jewelry.
Norton's Jewelers.
It's Fair Isle Ford, Charlottetown Islanders Radio.
Okay, we're coming back here, Ed. Thanks. Welcome back. You're listening to Dartmouth Dodge Mooseheads Hockey here on News 95.7. Gareth McDonald back with you live from the Scotiabank Center in downtown Halifax. 8:25 to go in period number one. The Islanders leading the Mooseheads 1-0 as Halifax dumps it down into the Islanders' end. Virtue on it. He'll play it up ahead for Ryan Maynard. Carries it in down the left wing side, and he takes a good little ride there along the boards from Davis. Mooseheads trying to clear it out. Gallant will hold the line, but Orr roughed up by Braden Virtue back behind the plane. It looks like we will see a penalty, at least one, handed out right here as Orr and Virtue were tangled up. So it looks like it'll just go to Braden Virtue. He'll make his way off to the Charlottetown Islanders penalty box, and the Mooseheads will get their second opportunity here on the power play. And so far, a tough start for the Mooseheads in this one. This is a much different looking Islanders team right now. Of course, the Moose missing some big pieces tonight, but shots right now 14-2 in favor of the Islanders. Mooseheads with their second power play opportunity as Piaska lets a shot go. That was blocked by Plandowski. Islanders can't get it out past LaRue. Gloved that one down. He'll force it back behind the net. Good work there from LaRue, but he's going to turn it over to Beauregard, who spins and sends it the length of the ice. Gravel will leave it beside the net for the captain, Justin Barron, who comes back to pick it up. And then Barron kind of mishandling that one as he had Gallant pressuring, and that forces Barron to ice the puck. So that's a tough break right there for Halifax. 29 seconds gone on this Mooseheads power play. Braden Virtue currently in the penalty box. Like he roughed up Bobby Orr back behind the play. Face-off won by the Islanders, and Stewart will take this one out. He'll dump it right back in. Gravel out of his net, stopping it behind the net for Justin Barron. Barron up the right wing side, out to neutral ice, and Orr will flip it down toward Gooby, and Gooby sends that up and out of play, and that is a tough break there for the Islanders. Sophomore netminder. Mooseheads with a great opportunity right now to try to knot this one up and get a little bit of momentum going their way, because it has been a real rough start so far. Again, the shots heavily favoring the Charlottetown Islanders. This is a rare little lapse for Jacob Gooby. Gooby very active coming out of his net, loves to play the puck. We see it a whole lot, but that one got away from him. That's a delay of game call to him. Drew Elliott will serve it. The Mooseheads with a 5-on-3 advantage. Off the draw, Jordan Dumais trying to play it back toward the left point for Justin Barron. He'll play it back down the boards for Dumais. To Barron once again, over to Attilio Biasca. Bit of check on the ice here with Leroux as well as Dumais has it. Sharp angle. He'll play it back center point for Barron. Over to Dumais. Lets it rip, and that was up and over the net. And it's going to bounce off the boards and past Biasca's. Gravel will come out to stop it for the Swiss import. Biasca winding up. He'll carry it up ahead here. 35 seconds left on that first call to Virtue as Barron slows things down. He'll hand off for Zach Leroux. Back for Barron. Down low now for Vidicek. Back to Barron. A shot. He scores. Justin Barron with a bomb for the point. A one-timer that'll beat Jacob Gooby on the power play. And the Mooseheads have tied it up here in the first. Now the captain has got his 6th goal of the season. Vidicek loading up Barron for that one-timer. And he got a hold of that one. Fantastic shot. There may have been a little redirect on there. I'm not sure if that was a Moosehead stick or an Islander stick that could have gone off Kieran Gallant, possibly. Regardless, we are all tied up at one. Of the good news for the Moose, they will remain on the power play, so there's still some time left on that call to Braden Virtue as the Islanders will clear it the length of the ice. And now Barron ahead for Dumais, out to center for Leroux, and he'll lob it down toward Gooby, and Gooby quickly playing that one. And that's the active stick of the netminder again. That's why that delay of game call was pretty uncharacteristic. Just handles the puck so well, and that was a good clear. As Leroux stood up here by Beauregard at the Islanders line. Noah Lowen will launch at the length of the ice, and Gravel out to stop it. He will leave it there for Vidicek, who swoops back to pick it up with 30 seconds left on this Halifax man advantage. 5:43 to go in the first period. All locked up at 1. Horvat down toward the corner. He'll play it up the boards for Jones. Jones toward the line for Orr, and that one too hot to handle. Orr will track back after it in his own end now as he sends it rink wide and turned it over to Patrick Gay. He'll punch it in. Dished off now for DeRousseau, and this will do it on this Halifax power play as the Islanders take it back down into their own end. Trudeau turns it over, though, as he lobbed it up the middle, and Horvat will punch it back in for the Mooseheads. He'll rim it back behind the net. Jones was after it. Trudeau got to it first. The Islanders defenseman will send it out to center. Robinson picks it up. Back to five-a-side hockey. Out to neutral ice. DeRousseau into his own end now for Trudeau. Over to Plantowski. Oscar Plantowski's pass. That'll hit the stick of Orr. Bounces over toward Trudeau, the 11th round pick of the Drummondville Voltigeurs back in 2018, who is making quite a name for himself this year for the Islanders. Mooseheads able to work it out. A bouncing puck and a bit of a foot race as Jones and Tremblay were after it. Payton in to help out. He'll knock it down. He'll play it back to the point for Chisholm. Lets a shot go. It's kicked aside by Gooby. That was shot off the side of the net from Zach Jones. Tremblay on it here for Charlottetown. Over for Trudeau. And he'll float it out to neutral ice. Bouncing puck. And that'll skip on Chisholm as he takes a little bump from McCarthy. Those two will tie up along the boards here on the half wall on the left wing side. And Liam Payton in to assist as well, and he comes away with it for the Moose. Off the glass and out. So Justin Barron indeed getting credited with that power play goal for the Moose. Zach Leroux and Marcus Vidicek with the helpers on it. As the Islanders again dump this one back down into the Mooseheads. Yeah, there's a pass up the left wing for Dumais. He'll just clear it out to center. Cormier over for Lowen. For Brett Budgel, rolls it in. Davis finds it for Halifax. Up the left side for Dumais. Over for Swan. Nifty little feed there for Leroux, but kind of mishandled. Then he gets tangled up with Lowen. Delayed penalty coming up to the Mooseheads. It's going to be Leroux as Cormier throws it toward the net of the backhand. They score. Bailey Peach with a gorgeous goal. Some quick hands in tight. And he will tuck it past Gravel, and that will restore the Islanders' lead here late in the first period. Well, Jim Holton was pretty forthcoming during the pregame show, said that he wanted to see a little more from Bailey Peach here tonight, hoping that he'd be able to build off that big setup in overtime on Saturday, and that's a nifty goal there as Peach just found himself right in the midst of, well, 3 Mooseheads, and just way too much time, though, was able to get it high on the backhand, and Alex Gravel not really much of a chance on that one. It was a nifty deke in tight for Peaches. The Mooseheads will dump it in now. Gooby trying to play that one. Some pressure down low from Biasca. But couldn't quite settle it, and Peach will take it back up ice here for Charlottetown. Comes in down the left wing. Horvat knocks it up ahead for Justin Barron. He'll fire it rink wide for Orr. That was out of his reach, and Lowen will play it out to center. Now an opportunity for Budgel. He's got Peach with him in the backhand. Big stop by Gravel, who read it perfectly. Now Budgel trying to thread a pass through. That was off a stick, and Mooseheads again will just work that one out. It was knocked down by Lowen. High stick with 2:34 to go in the first. The Islanders. Back with you live from the Scotiabank Center here in downtown Halifax. 2:34 to go in period number 1. The Islanders lead 2-1. They got goals here tonight from Bailey Peach. He's got his 4th from Lucas Cormier. Kieran Gallant with the other Islanders marker here tonight. Justin Barron with the lone Mooseheads goal. He's got 6 now on the season. Marcus Vidicek and Zach LaRue picking up the helpers on that power play marker for the Herd as the Mooseheads win this draw. It's going to be played up the left wing side for Alex David. He'll try to apply a little bit of pressure. Cole Foston in there as well, but the Islanders will break loose with it. Gallant will bank it off the boards as Drew Elliott heads after it. He'll take a rough ride down the corner from Davis, who upends Elliott. Now Elliott back on it for the Islanders. He'll try to shovel it down toward the corner. Still have not seen Jake Furlong back on the ice after he was injured earlier on. Now we get a heavy shot from the line off the stick of Plantowski. That was stopped by Gravel, and Mooseheads will play this one out. Cole Foston on it here for Halifax. He'll take a hit from Elliott as he flips that one down into Islanders territory, and the Moose will get some fresh legs on the ice here in the form of the Zach Jones line. Jones flanked by LaRue and Swan here tonight, and Swan gets a stick on that pass from William Trudeau. But Plantowski recovers there for Charlottetown, and the Islanders will clear it out as Justin Barron dumps it right back in. Halifax native Oscar Plantowski on it. Former first-round pick of Chicoutimi. Played ahead now for Oliver, and Oliver letting a shot go there that will draw the attention of Jason Horvat. A little bit of pushing and shoving. It was perhaps a fraction of a second or two late as that whistle had gone. And that will draw a bit of a crowd down here in the Mooseheads end. And now Stewart over to give Jason Horvat the bump. And Sean Stewart will have to be careful here. He's getting a little bit chippy in the leg going. And perhaps Horvat can draw a call right now as the officials will have a word with Sean Stewart. Once again getting real physical out here. Tyler Puttifant and Jonathan Langell, the referees tonight. Alexander Cameron and Brett Boyce, the linesmen. Face-off moves outside the Mooseheads blue line. No penalties handed out right there as Zach Jones will square off against Oliver. Boyd comes away with the puck off the draw. He'll dump it down toward the corner and give chase after it. Bumps down there with Barron, who got tripped up, and now Horvat able to flip it out to center. LaRue busting after it. Tries to shake Stewart. And Tremblay knocks it off at his stick as Oliver will flip it high and out. Bouncing puck out here at neutral ice. Boyd on it. He'll knock it down toward the corner. Now a chance in front. What a stop by Gravel, and they score on the rebound. Now the Islanders are going to go up by a pair here in the final minute of the first period. Sam Oliver, he'll get that rebound. He'll get it off quick, and he's able to whack it past Gravel after a spectacular pad stop by the Mooseheads netminder. Oliver had a fantastic opportunity, and it was a lightning-fast reaction from Gravel, kicking out that left pad, made the initial stop, but Oliver able to get that rebound past him, and it's a 3-1 hockey game here. Islanders win the faceoff, 50 seconds left in period number 1. A pass ahead for Virtue. He will dump it in. Davis collecting it here for the Mooseheads. A pass up the right wing side. Dume will swing it rink wide, and now Justin Barron absorbing that check from Virtue, and perhaps a little extra bump on the way down from Justin Barron, as he didn't appreciate that very much. Beauregard trying to get his shot off. It's off a leg, and Barron will find it here for the Mooseheads as he flips it out. Dominant first period from the Islanders. Shots 17-4 in Charlottetown's favor as Ryan Maynard will punch it in. He plays it back toward the point for Noah Lowen. Now Lowen dropping it off for Cormier, walking in a shot. That was blocked by Robinson, bouncing puck toward Gravel, and he'll pounce on it with just 2 seconds remaining in period number 1. Well, coming up during our first intermission, we will chat with former Mooseheads captain Bo Grew. It was an eventful week last week for Bo Grew, who's playing this season with the San Diego Gulls. Had been roommates with a former teammate here in Halifax, another fellow former captain of the Moose, and Antoine Morand. And Antoine Morand dealt to Tampa Bay, and will now be playing with the Syracuse Crunch, where he will be coached by Grew's father, Benoit. So we'll find out if the younger Grew has any advice for his former captain here in Halifax, former teammate Antoine Morand. We'll get his thoughts on that trade as well. And we'll talk about Bo Grew's season in the AHL. Of course, a unique setup this year. No fans in the stands in California. As we take a break here live from the Scotiabank Center in downtown Halifax, the Islanders leading the Mooseheads 3-1 through 20. You're listening to Dartmouth Dodge Mooseheads Hockey on News 95.7.
Radio is proudly brought to you by Domino's, Hunter's Ale House, The Factory Downtown, ADL, and Centennial Auto Group.
Your Charlottetown Islanders want you back in the building, so they've partnered with Century 21 Colonial Realty to offer fan cutouts. Buy your fan cutout for $30 and you're automatically entered into the virtual Fan of the Game contest. Every home game gets you a chance to win great prizes from the Isles Team Shop and the grand prize of a 2021-2022 season ticket. Get details at charlottetown-islanders.com. Tune in or catch the next Islanders game at one of their viewing partner locations. They're home to Cape Breton this Tuesday and Wednesday.
By all means, go ahead and compare Lincoln to the competition. You may be surprised to see how our luxury SUVs stack up. With our calm interiors, suite of standard driver assist technologies, and pickup and delivery service, Lincoln brings you thoughtful experiences and comfort in the extreme. Schedule your discovery drive and compare Lincoln today. We're confident you'll be extremely glad that you did. For details, visit fairislelincoln.ca.
Hey, you! What are you doing with my clipboard?
Look, Coach, who I am isn't important, but your game plan is. See, you got armchair athletes here, and you got exercisers out there, and they're all making the most of winter. Some eat at home, some want to eat out watching the big game, and Hunter's Corner has winning plays for all of them.
You're right. Hunter's Corner is a winning choice for all sports enthusiasts.
There's always specials on when you're there to watch the game, or you can go online or use their app to pre-order food and beer for home delivery or curbside pickup. This winter, it's game on at Hunter's Corner.
"2020 is like a giant game of shinny. Whether your goal is the big leagues or just staying on your feet, we're all in this 2020 game together. None of us know which way our stick is going to be thrown, and all we can do is play within the rules, be safe, and bring our A game in 2020.
This message brought to you from Sean Casey, MP for Charlottetown, who is here to help.
This island, it's a place of new discoveries that's been waiting here for you. In every breath of wind and grain of sand, one island voice speaks through. This is a land of adventures, big and small, and quiet moments to wonder at the beauty of it all. This place, this island, it's for you and for me. This place, this island, it's where your spirit can be free. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
Buying local is now more important than ever. ADL is proudly PEI family farm owned and proud to offer you quality dairy products, especially ADL chocolate milk. Packed with 16 essential nutrients, ADL chocolate milk is delicious, nutritious, and a family favorite. While many things have changed, ADL quality dairy products have remained the same. Next time you're out shopping, is ADL chocolate milk in your grocery cart?
Island made, you can tell. It comes from a good place. ADL. ADL.
Introducing the new EastLink TV experience. Now with TiVo, get voice command,
Watch Jesse,
personalized recos, and all the content you love in one place. Spend less time searching and more time watching. That's the EastLink Edge.
It's Fair Isle Ford, Charlottetown Islanders Radio. Isles Radio is proudly brought to you by Domino's, Hunter's Ale House, The Factory Downtown, ADL, and Centennial Auto Group.
When you provide quality local products for your community, they'll support you back. For over 65 years, ADL has been providing quality products as well as supporting communities on the island. Just as you see ADL products in your local store, ADL also gives back to the community through local hockey rinks, hospitals, community events, and so much more. It's not just better for your family, it's better for PEI. ADL. Quality, local, community involved. Visit them online at adl.ca.
Peter Norton from Norton's Jewelers here. Myself, my son Craig, and our team are proud to be your local neighborhood jewelers. As people who are born and raised on the island, we know the importance of local. We shop local, eat local, and give locally. We encourage you to do the same and continue to support your community by connecting and buying from local business owners like myself and others. We're happy Norton's Jewelers is open, and we look forward to seeing you to help you add another chapter to your love story with the perfect piece of jewelry.
Norton's Jewelers.
The first 3 days of March have been a little weird here on PEI, locking it down in the red zone. That goes no different for your Charlottetown Islanders. We're all doing the isolation thing, doing our part to keep PEI safe. While we're doing it, we're going to have a little bit of fun here too. So this is isolated incidents. So the first question, Oscar, whose gear on your guys' team smells the worst?
I'm going to have to say Sam's because he's always washing it. He's always asking Kev and Spy to put like every single piece of his gear into the washer with all that gitch.
That's a tough one. Kev and Spies do a pretty good job keeping all the boys' gear clean, but I'm going to say Gooby.
Probably Goobies. Gooby's just kind of a smelly guy, really, in general. He can stink up the boss sometimes, so I'm guessing it's Gooby.
I'll say Gooby. Yeah, probably Gooby. Spide's pretty keen on washing everything, so I'll give Spide credit for that and not throw anybody under the bus there.
I would say that my gloves are probably one of the worst smelling things in there on our team. Just like I've started to wash them in the washing machine, so they haven't been as bad. But in the past, like for some reason, I could never get my gloves to not smell bad. and I don't want to throw anybody else under the bus, so I'll throw myself under the bus.
Who on your guys' team has the weirdest superstition, like pregame ritual or superstition, anything like that?
The goalies obviously are weird. They got their whole rituals they like to do. They have those little bouncy balls that they throw up the wall and stuff like that, and do all this weird stuff with that.
Colton does quite a bit of stuff when he plays in game days. He kind of different things with headphones. Like sometimes you don't see him for a bit, but
Like I'd like to say that I'm pretty normal with my routines. Like nothing crazy, pretty standard. I think Goob's pretty well the same way. So
Oscar goes out really early for before we go out, so I'll say that. I don't know.
Plando's like dressed probably 30 minutes before warm up. He's out in the hallway buzzing around. Maybe Sammy the other day. Sammy was dressed. I think he was literally had his skates on before I was done warming up.
Probably Sam Oliver. He does some wacky things. He's always pretty paranoid with tape jobs and all that stuff. Maybe him.
Sammy's had a couple different like times where he's done some weird things before the games.
I'm going to give you a little bit of redemption here because a few of the interviews I've done before this have named you as like the weird superstition guy. So what does a game day look like for you then?
I usually show up like pretty early, but like 3.5 hours before. Kind of just get out of my suit and just get all my sticks ready. The sticks are probably that's where I spend the most of my time kind of getting ready. I just gotta make sure all my tape jobs and everything's all perfect. If I'm not playing well, I'll switch it up and switch up the color, switch up the knob. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I kind of have like these essential oils, and I kind of smell those before I get on the ice.
I'll say maybe like Virtue and Peach should put like something on their legs and stuff.
Which of your teammates is most likely to lock himself out of their room on a road trip?
Drew Elliott. For sure.
Definitely like Ben Boyd or Drew.
Yeah, I'll say
Drew or Boyder, probably.
Everybody kind of knows this would probably be Boyder and Al.
Ben Boyd for sure, no question about it.
I would go with Ben Boyd and Drew Elliott, just because they're roommates together.
I'd have to either go with Ben Boyd or Drew Elliott.
Last question. Colton Ellis just signed this new contract with St. Louis Blues. What's the first thing that you think Colton is going to buy with that brand spanking new contract?
Well, it's kind of become a ritual here that when somebody signs a contract that they are supposed to take the team out to Take Sushi and buy everybody sushi. I think P.O. did it before I got here, and then Nikita followed suit. Corms hasn't gotten the chance yet to do it, but I think Corms and Colton, I think those would be the first purchase they'll have to make for the boys after we get out of quarantine.
I don't know, maybe he might be treating the boys to some Take sushi soon, so I don't know. Maybe if we get out of isolation, maybe that's what I'll splurge his money on.
I'm going one or two ways. If we're out of isolation anytime soon, he's probably going to buy the boys something to eat, I'm guessing. Or he'll buy himself something. He's either going to like buy his parents something or himself, like a car or something like that.
Maybe like a nice set of shoes.
As a big H&M guy, so probably go there and get a few things for sure.
Colton and I are huge H&M guys. Like we love, like it's not too expensive there, but 70% of the clothes he owns is H&M. So I mean, we're in work isolation right now, but he might go on the H&M site and order some clothes. That'd be my guess.
I've been asking everybody else this question, their opinions. So now we're going to get it from the horse's mouth. What's the first thing you're going to buy with your new contract?
Well, I'm a big fan of H&M. Maybe a couple new dress clothes, maybe some dress clothes, maybe a dress jacket. Kind of get some more style points going here.
So now I got to call you out as a veteran and as a teammate guy, because the answer so far across the board has been the first thing you're going to buy is Take Sushi for the boys once you guys are out of isolation.
Yeah, I think me and Corms are going to have to treat the boys here. I think it's pretty well expected, so we'll have to take the boys out.
There's a shot. Islanders score!
Hi, this is Sean Casey, your MP for Charlottetown. Our federal government is working hard to make sure we have your back during this epic challenge. We'll block shots and keep digging so you can reach your goals. Call for information on programs and services supporting all Charlottetown Islanders.
Call 902-566-7770 for information on how your federal government is supporting Islanders.
A new online mental health resource is now available to Islanders. It's called Bridge the Gap, and it's part service directory, part knowledge hub, and the go-to resource for mental health and substance use information and support for all ages. You can browse programs, connect with local clinicians, and find peer support anytime, anywhere. And the best part, Bridge the Gap is absolutely free to use. Visit pei.bridgethegap.ca to learn more. That's GAP with 2 P's. This ad paid for by the Government of Prince Edward Island with funding support from Canada Health Infoway.
B.D. Thomas Casey flying in there in the backhand all the way to the goal. He scores! QMJHL Friday Night Hockey is back exclusively on Eastlink Community TV. To subscribe, visit eastlink.ca.
Fair Isle Ford is proud to present Isles Radio.
Weather for Centennial Nissan. Conquer winter in the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue. Featuring intelligent all-wheel drive with 5 distinct all-wheel drive modes. Sport, terrain, normal, eco, and snow. Get excited for the award season sales event at Centennial Nissan in Charlottetown and Summerside.
When you provide quality local products for your community, they'll support you back. For over 65 years, ADL has been supporting communities on the island. ADL gives back to the community through local hockey rinks, hospitals, community events, and so much more. It's not just better for your family, it's better for PEI. ADL. Quality, local, community involved. Visit them online at adl.ca.
Island made, you can tell. It comes from a good place. ADL.
Hi, it's Sean Casey, your Member of Parliament for Charlottetown. These are trying times for all Canadians. Thank you to everyone who is doing their part to keep Prince Edward Island and Charlottetown safe. A special shout out to all healthcare and other essential workers who put themselves on the front line for us each and every day. Call my office at 902-566-7770 for information on how your federal government is supporting Islanders.
Quitting smoking is one of the hardest things you will ever do, but help is available. The PEI Smoking Cessation Program is available to support all Islanders who smoke or use other tobacco products and are ready to quit by providing nicotine replacement therapy or specific cessation medications. Now is the time to put your health first and make the first step towards quitting. Live your best life smoke-free. Visit princeedwardisland.ca/quitsmoking or call the Smokers Helpline, 1-877-513-5333. Paid for by the province of PEI.
We're back with more Charlottetown Islanders Fair Isle Ford Isles Radio.
In period number 2, the Mooseheads down 3-1 after 20, and a little surprising here to see Brady James in goal to start off this second period. Shots in the first 20-4 in favor of the Charlottetown Islanders. Again, the Islanders top the Mooseheads 3-1 after the first period. So James out to start, certainly Alex Gravel cannot be blamed for what happened in that first period, but perhaps just getting a bit of a night off right now as he didn't get a whole lot of help in that opening frame. And that's disappointing after he turned in just such a fantastic performance on Saturday night over in Charlottetown. Really gave the Mooseheads an opportunity to win against the Islanders. But the rookie, Brady James, out to start here in period number 2 as we are underway. William Trudeau will play it up the right wing side, and that puck will bounce off the boards back down into the Mooseheads' end. Davis heads after it, takes a bump down there, and that allows Beauregard to work it back to Plantowski at the line. He'll hand it off now for Beauregard, rink wide for Trudeau, walking the line with it, looking for a lane. There's a shot, and it's deflected wide by Virtue. Now a bouncing puck, Virtue right on it. He'll take it out toward the high slot, and Peyton poking at it. That puck will roll back down into Islanders territory. Gooby out of his net, and he'll fire it up the boards as Robinson's on it for Halifax. Over for his partner Horvath, and now right back to Lucas Robinson. He'll play it up the left wing for Zach LaRue. It's a bouncing puck. Robinson able to chop that one down into the Islanders' end. Trudeau was on it. He'll pinball it off the boards and out to center. DeRousseau with it, rink wide for Bailey Peach. Peach circling out there. He'll hit DeRousseau with a pass. DeRousseau lets a shot go, and a chance in front. They score. Looks like Bailey Peach has got his second goal of the evening as he's able to sweep that one across the goal line just 70 seconds in to the second period. Well, Bailey Peach continuing to produce, continuing to deliver here on this top Islanders line. It was Cedric DeRousseau busting down the right wing side. Got a good shot out there. Brady James making the initial stop, but Peach right to the net. He'll knock it across the line, and the Islanders up by 3. So a tough start here as Brady James coming into this game in relief. He's going to have one go against him early. Tremblay on it beneath the goal line. He'll hand it off there for Stewart. Rimmed up the boards for Peach. And Peach will work it out to neutralize Horvath. Hard pass up ahead. That hit Orr. Mooseheads will try again now with Horvath handing it out for Justin Barron. Barron up towards center. He'll slide it ahead for Orr. Orr trying to float one toward the front of the net, and that was just wide as Orr's back on it here for the Moose. He'll try to jam on the brakes. Pinned up along the wall by Tremblay. Swan in to help out. Looking to fish this one loose as he battles down there with Peach. It's knocked around the wall. Nobody there for Halifax. Stewart will bank it off the boards and out to center. DeRousseau carries it in. He'll drop it off now for Budgel. Great move, a shot. And he'll float that one up and over the net as he was able to evade Swan with some quick breaks. No allowing. Down toward the corner for DeRousseau. He'll take a bump from Robinson. It's off the stick of Swan toward the line for no allowing. He'll rotate now as he fires it up and over the net. Budgel after it. He'll send it back to the line for Cormier. Allowing to Gallant back to Lowen. And there's a heavy drive. That deflected wide. Back to Cormier. Great relentless pressure now from Charlottetown. But Cormier's pass was picked off by Cole Foston. He'll approach center with it. Banks it off the boards, and he'll give chase. Elliott on. Takes a little hit down there from Foston as David comes in to help out. It's turned over to Justin Barron at the left point. He tried to play it down the boards. That was broken up by Gay, and he'll force it behind the net for Cormier. Over for Lowen. No Lowen. Up the right wing, and this will be carried in by Elliott. Elliott toward the net, and that'll roll in toward the blue paint, and Brady James will pounce on it with 16:54 to go in the second period. Islanders leading the Mooseheads 4-1, and Halifax a little short-handed on the back end here tonight. Mooseheads without Jake Furlong. Furlong caught a shot up high back in the first period. William Trudeau letting one go. And Furlong was in some pain. There was a bit of blood on the ice. It looked to have caught him up around the chin or the jaw, and the Moosehead saying that he will not be back here tonight. So we'll certainly cross our fingers right now for Jake Furlong, but he will not return here this evening. So no Cam Wynot, no Furlong for the Moose as Vidicek will skate this one down the left wing, and he takes a hit there from Plandowski. Islanders able to get it out, and Plandowski now will lead the rush up ice. Lots of room for him as he drops it off for McCarthy. He'll pull up to shake Vidicek. Back to Trudeau, the trailer. He let a shot go, and that was blocked by Robitaille. Trudeau sticking with it. Great pass and a big stop by Brady James, but it will hop past him. The Islanders adding to their lead early in this second period. It looks like that'll be another one here for Sam Oliver, as the rookie is going to put his team up 5-1 in this middle frame. Brady James with the initial stop there. And again, it's Oliver. Same thing, similar to the last one. Got a good shot off in tight and just able to get that rebound off. And this time it's James who's the victim. Just a rough start here in relief in this middle frame for Brady James, as he's allowed 2 goals on 5 shots. But defensively, this has been certainly a real tough outing thus far for the Mooseheads after that great performance on Saturday night. Now Beauregard will hand it off for Tremblay. Looks over for Stewart. Stewart able to poke it ahead for Virtue. Virtue will flip it out to center. That's going to be skated in by Beauregard. Takes a solid bump there from Davis. Now Justin Barron throwing his weight around as well. Back to Lau and dishing off. Virtue lets it go, and a big blocker stop by Brady James. As Virtue tried to outweight him. Now no allowing. Over to Cormier. Cormier rink wide to Lowen. Down low. Brett Budgel behind the net with it. Poked at by Davis. Budgel back on it. Up top now for Cormier. He'll try to float one through. That was blocked by Leroux. Bouncing puck. And the Mooseheads just flat-footed here in their own end. The Islanders all over them to start this middle frame. Just a rough one this evening for the Moose, as Halifax will dump it in, and Gooby out of his net to play it. Zach Jones will track after it. Down now for Swan toward the slot area, and that will elude Oritz. Off the boards and out to neutral ice. Horvath backing off. He'll play it up the left wing for Jones. That was turned over to Cormier, and now Budgel will punch it in right down the middle. That's a shot going. That ends up wide of the net as Des Rousseau works it back now for Bailey Peach, getting an opportunity on this top line with Casey out of the lineup. Now a pass from Cormier off a skate. Swan, he had Orr busting. Orr will pick it up right down the right wing toward the net. A big stop right there by Gooby as he denies Swan. Best scoring chance here, certainly, of this period for the Mooseheads. As it's out for Jones. There's another good chance as Gooby tested right now. The Mooseheads starting to buzz a bit, but I suppose that that opportunity for Swan would be the best scoring chances. I think that was Halifax's first shot of this middle period. Brett Budgel up the right wing. Over for Des Rousseau, and he'll rip it wide of the net. It's going to carry him off the boards all the way back down into Islanders territory as Plandowski gives chase after it. And the Halifax native will work this one up ahead. And Myron applying a little bit of pressure out there as Gallant will get it in. Trudeau trying to work it down the wall. That was blocked by Davis. He'll flip it over for Foston. That rolls away from him. And now Gallant on it down here in the Charlottetown zone. Gallant roughed up along the boards by big Landon Myron. He knocked him over. Cole Foston steps off the wall with it. Lets a shot go. Chance in front. They score. Landon Myron will tuck it past Gooby. And that will hopefully halt a bit of this Charlottetown Islanders momentum here in the second, as they have had the Mooseheads on their heels for most of this middle period. That is a massive goal from Landon Myron. Cole Foston just getting it to the net, and Landon Myron, that big frame, big body, so tough to move in front. And he's able to just slip that one right past Gooby. It's a 5-2 hockey game here at the Scotiabank Center. Landon Myron with 11 goals on. Okay, we can come right back. Welcome back. You're listening to Dartmouth Dodge Mooseheads Hockey here on News 95.7. Gareth McDonald back with you live from the Scotiabank Center. 13:03 to go in period number 2. Mooseheads back within 3 thanks to a goal from Landon Myron. That is Myron's 11th of the season. The majority of his goals this year are coming in the Battle of Nova Scotia. 9 of those 11 goals against the Cape Breton Eagles. This is a big one here tonight against the Q's top club. As the Moose will dump it in. Tremblay on it down there. It's poked at by Vidicek, able to work it loose for Payton. Off the wall to Horvath. Lets his shot go. Bouncing puck that was knocked down by Oliver, and he'll work it up ahead. Horvath getting roughed up there at the line, and that will be a penalty as Boyd knocked him over. Horvath will play it back for Robinson. Delayed call coming up to the Islanders as Robinson will skate it in. Rims it around the boards. That's poked out. It's going to be picked up and touched by.
Tonight's Canadian Armed Forces family member of the game is Sailor First Class Brian Woodrow. Hailing from Cornerbrook, Newfoundland, Sailor Woodrow is a member of the Base Information Services team. Brian is especially thorough in all his endeavors, particularly in the training of his peers. Due to personnel shortages, his contributions cannot be overstated. Sailor Woodrow and his wife recently adopted 2 children, a 5-year-old boy and his 3-year-old sister. Despite delays due to the pandemic, as a result of their perseverance, they're now able to provide their new children a good life and a stable home. Mooseheads assistant captain Liam Payton recently honored Sailor Woodrow with a special military-themed Mooseheads jersey on behalf of the team and you, the fans, to say thanks for his service.
Gareth McDonald back at the live from the Scotiabank Center. 12:19 to go in the second. Mooseheads with a power play. Ben Boyd to the penalty box. Interfered with Jason Horvath on the last shift. But off of this draw, Gallant will scoop it up. And they'll rim that one in, and it is an interference call to Ben Boyd as Justin Barron skates it up ahead for Leroux. Back to Barron, driving to the backhand. He's denied by Gooby. And we have got.
Hey, Moose fans, for us to continue to play, we need to actively wear our masks. When you're having a sip or drink, remember to put your mask back on. Thanks.
Well, Bailey Pete just got a pair of goals tonight. Sam Oliver with 2 as well. Kieran Gallant opened the scoring for Charlottetown back in the first period. Those are your goal scorers for the Islanders. 5 on the evening for the Charlottetown Islanders. Justin Barron and Landon Myron answering back for the Mooseheads as it's going to be dumped into the Halifax end. And Justin Barron will skate this one in for the Moose. Sends it down the boards. He'll flip it down toward the corner. Trudeau heading after it here for the Isles in a little battle with Zach Leroux. Elliott in to help out. Knocks it up the wall, but kept in by Barron. Down the boards for Biasca. Tilio Biasca toward the line for Barron. To Dume, top of the right circle. Back up top for Barron. Left side to Biasca. Great pass to Dume. A shot. What a stop by Gooby. My goodness. Huge save right there from the Charlottetown Islanders netminder. Justin Barron back in the Mooseheads end. He'll play it up the right wing for Orr. Orr will sweep that one in. Hit it right under the stick of Sean Stewart, and he's able to clear the zone as Brady James comes out of his net to stop it for Horvath. Jason Horvath out through neutral ice. Left it for Jones. Jones Bank it off the boards to himself as he comes down the right wing side. Up top for Horvat. Back to Jones. Jones trying to dish one off. Bouncing puck, and Myron not quite able to get what he was looking for on that one as it skipped in toward him. Now DeRousseau right back the other way. He'll snap that shot wide of the net. Cleared out to center. And now some good work from Swan as he was all over Noah Lowen. The Islanders able to bump Swan off the puck, and that'll be cleared away as James will leave it at the side of the net for Horvat, and that will do it. Back to five-a-side hockey. The Islanders penalty now over. We have reached the midway point of this middle frame. Brett Budgel carries it in for Charlottetown, dances his way in, and his shot was off the stick of Horvat, and those two will battle along the boards here, along the half wall on the near side. Vidicek for Swan, and Swan will send it out to center. A pass ahead for Brett Budgel. The Islanders captain will carry it in down the left wing toward the slot area. That's knocked aside by the Mooseheads. Budgel finds it down here in the corner, trying to shake the check at Davis, and Davis roughing up the Isles captain. No allowance, short pass for Bailey Peach. Bailey Peach back of the net with it. Peach will play it for Cormier. Cormier rims it around the boards. Loose puck down there. Budgel hard after it, and he was kind of putting a bit of a bear hug of sorts from Jason Horvat, and this is going to lead to an Islanders power play. A holding call.
Hey fans, it's now time for the Subway Shuffle. Get your phone out, open up the CHL app, and get ready to play along. Keep your eye on the cookie and guess which sub it's under. Congratulations to the fan. Seated in section 16, row C, seat 3. You've won a $10 Subway gift card that can be picked up from the Moosehead shop in Scotia Square. Subway, eat fresh.
Seven to go in the second period. Power play here for Charlottetown. They're 32.3% on the season. That is tops in the queue, but off this draw, Justin Barron will drive toward the net, a shot, and that's stopped by Gooby, and he'll toss that puck up ahead. Some heads-up stuff there for the Islanders netminder as Justin Barron absolutely lays the body, and Oscar Plantowski, big bump along the boards. Couple of Halifax natives colliding as Plantowski hands off for Peach. Back up top for Trudeau. Trudeau over for Peach. Top of the right circle. Back up top center point for Trudeau. Right side for Peach. He threw it toward the net. Beauregard trying to get a piece of that one. He comes back to the line for Trudeau. And he'll load up Peach. Heavy drive. Loose puck in front. And the Moose able to clear that one away as it was just sitting there for a moment down around the blue paint. Trudeau will take his time back behind the Islanders net. We will chat about William Trudeau with Corey Arsenault, Islanders broadcaster, during our second intermission. Good play at the line by Gay to keep it alive for DeRousseau. Inside a shot. He scores. Cedric DeRousseau with good patience right there. He's able to whistle it low and past Brady James, but that is waved off. So that was waved off immediately by Jonathan Langell. So that did not take long. It was Dylan Chisholm, the call-up from the Valley Wildcats. Kind of been a battle in front there with Brett Budgel, and I think that's going to be the call. We know from the scouting report that we had on Chisholm, certainly plays a pretty rugged brand. He's tough. But that was perhaps a fortuitous call right there for the Mooseheads. They may have caught a little break on that one as Cormier will send it behind the net. It's going to be knocked around by Davis. No allowing down here for Budgel. 30 seconds left in the Charlottetown power play. Budgel off the wall for Lowen. Back up top to Cormier. He'll hand off for DeRousseau down toward the goal line for Gay. Patrick Gay for DeRousseau, and he'll flip it toward the line for Cormier. Winds and fires. That was blocked by Leroux, and that stung. DeRousseau up top to Cormier. We'll give it right back to DeRousseau. Good stick by Leroux. Broke it up, but couldn't clear the zone. As DeRousseau hands off for Lowen. A shot. They score. What a feed. Gay will finish at the side of the net. Able to score in tight. The former Sherbrooke Phoenix making it a 6-2 hockey game here in the second period. Just a fantastic backdoor pass from Noah Lowen. Lowen finding Patrick Gay. Again, all alone at the side of the net. And the new Charlottetown Islander, former Sherbrooke Phoenix, picking up his 11th goal here up the year. Off this face-off, the Mooseheads will ice the puck. But overall, just a rough game here for the Mooseheads against the Q's top club. Kieran Gallant will square off against Attilio Biasca. Mooseheads missing those key pieces tonight. Lost Jake Furlong early in the first period. No Cam Wynot here tonight. As that puck will bounce off the crossbar. Just a wild play right there as that took a wacky bounce off the crossbar. James wasn't sure where it was. Now Robinson able to play it ahead for Orr. He'll streak in down the right wing. Slows up. Trying to hit Attilio Biasca in the high slot. That pass not connecting for the Mooseheads. Gallant pulls up at his own blue line over for Lowen. Ahead now for Stewart. Correct myself. I think I said Lowen there. That was Tremblay. Now a pass up ahead intended for Cole Foston out of his reach. 6:16 to go in period at number 2. Islanders 6, Mooseheads 2. Shots on goal 30-10 in favor of Charlottetown. Alex Gravel had started this game for the Mooseheads and faced 20 shots in that first period. Shots were 20-4 in favor of the Islanders. He gave up 3. So Brady James came into this contest in the second. Again, facing a few of the same issues that Gravel had to deal with. As Cole Foston will bust up ice down the left wing, trying to slow things down as he's got Trudeau draped all over him. And William Trudeau up the left wing side was looking for Boyd. That missed its mark. Davis will roll it back in toward Gooby. He'll play the puck over for Trudeau. Now Trudeau looking up the right wing. That was just past Beauregard. Beauregard trying to force it in. And now Brady James trying to play it, hit Barron with it. Beauregard finds it. He'll battle behind the net with Davis. Foston trying to help out. He'll fish it loose. But turns it over to Oliver. Now up top for Virtue. Lets a shot go. And James will make the save. Hangs on to it. 5:17 to go in the second period. 6-2 the score. Islanders on top. You're listening to Dartmouth Dodge Mooseheads Hockey on News 95.7.
Congratulations to the fans seated in Section 7, Row C, Seat 2. You're the lucky winner of a Moosehead signed plaque. Save your ticket and bring it to the Moosehead shop in Scotia Square before the next game to claim your prize. If you haven't checked in yet, it's not too late. We have trivia coming up in the second intermission. So download the CHL app, check in, and follow the on-screen prompts.
So we're coming back soon? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back, right away. Perfect, thanks. Yeah, welcome back. You're listening to Dartmouth Dodge Mooseheads Hockey here on News 95.7. Gareth McDonald back with you live from the Scotiabank Center. 5:10 to go in the second. Mooseheads trailing the Islanders 6-2. Stephen Davis will bounce one down toward Gooby. That one will bounce wide of the Islanders net, and that is an icing charge to Halifax with 5:02 left here in this middle frame. Shots now 31-11 in favor of the Islanders, who heavily outshot the Mooseheads 20-4 during the first period. Islanders without Thomas Casey here tonight. 62 points on the season. Bailey Peach fitting in nicely on that top line for them as it's worked back for Noah Lowen. He will send it behind the net. Davis down here for the Mooseheads. Beauregard comes in, battles and works it loose now for Charlottetown. Back to Lowen. He'll send it down toward the corner. Virtue battling with Davis. Davis tripped up, and Virtue forcing him into the boards pretty heavily. There was a dangerous play down there in the Mooseheads corner. Davis will send it off the boards into Charlottetown territory as Payton scoops it up. He'll rim it around the boards and off the bench. It's Jason Horvat for Jones. Good feed to Barron. He'll step in, lets his shot go, and it's stopped by Gooby. A good opportunity right there for Justin Barron as the C's.
Every year. Because trust isn't given, it's earned. Canada's most reliable network is Canada's most trusted network.
By the Islanders netminder, Jacob Gooby. 4:17 left here in period two. Budgel lining up against Jones, and the Islanders captain winning that one for Charlottetown. Cedric Desrousseaux will flip it high and out. Knocked down out there by Barron. Tried to force it back in deep, but it was knocked down by Stewart. And he'll play it ahead for Bailey Peach. He's got the line. His pass will deflect off a stick and out of play. So another stoppage, another break in the action. Mooseheads right back in action tomorrow afternoon. Halifax will take on the Cape Breton Eagles. Eagles, a couple of games postponed over the last few days. Eagles made the trek over to Charlottetown on Saturday, and Sunday morning had a few players feeling sick, so as a precaution, that game was canceled. That was despite everyone being tested, of course, for COVID-19, as Mooseheads and Eagles always are when they head over to Charlottetown, and all of those tests coming back negative, as was the case with the 4 Mooseheads who are sick this week. And off that face-off, Bobby Orr sending that puck. It clears the glass, and that will lead to a delay of game call to Halifax. And you can't argue that one, and Charlottetown Islanders will pick up a power play. So, again, the Moose will try to stymie the top power play team in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. As that puck was cleared high and out. Cormier on it. He will leave it out at center, and that will be carried back in by Noah Lowen. Held up by Jason Horvat. Those two battling. It pops loose for Cormier. He'll step in with it, lets a shot go, and it's gloved by James. So James will hang on to it. We'll have another face-off down at the Mooseheads end. 25 seconds gone on that delay of game call to Bobby Orr. Liam Payton and Attilio Biasca up front here for the Mooseheads. It's Horvath on the back end with Barron. Barron will no doubt be logging some big minutes here tonight, as this one comes back to Cormier. Lucas Cormier over for Desrousseaux. Whiffed on a shot. Comes right onto the stick of Budgel, though. And Budgel will play it up the board. Short pass there for Cedric Desrousseaux. Back to Budgel toward the line for Lowen. He'll step in with it, lets his shot go. And that is gobbled up by James. No allowing on a bit of a tear. He looked back to the game on Saturday night. Was coming off a big performance against the team that drafted him. The Cape Breton Eagles had a goal and a couple of assists. The Eagles taking no allowing 14th overall back in 2017. Dealt a couple of years back to the Charlottetown Islanders and having a real good season offensively this year. Had the overtime winner as well the other night as we get a shot ripped right on. Bailey Peach puts it on net, and that is stopped by Brady James. And Peach was also a first rounder that year. Went to the Sherbrooke Phoenix, and perhaps never quite delivering on some of the high expectations for him, but he'll have an opportunity here with his Charlottetown Islanders team, and certainly getting an opportunity on the top line here tonight with Thomas Casey out of the lineup, and he has been delivering in this one for Charlottetown. 2 goals tonight for Peach, and he'll step in with it here. Works at cross ice for Plantowski. Oscar Plantowski spins, and he'll put it right on net. Brady James making the save right there. Brady James, of course, in a pretty unenviable position here tonight after we watched his tandem mate, Alex Gravel, shelled in that first period with the Moose getting outshot 20-4. Alex Gravel, perhaps the best Mooseheads player, though, in that opening frame, made some big saves. James having to come in here in the second. Jason Horvath will try to knock it loose. Justin Barron battles down here in the Islanders' corner with Oliver. It's going to be worked back toward the left point for Trudeau. He'll work it over now to Bailey Peach. Peach tries to create some space. 20 seconds left on Orr's to lay a game call. A little redirect toward the net. And now Trudeau will pretty much do it as Orr makes his way out of the penalty box now for the Moose. Vidicek, good work along the boards to send it around for Justin Barron. Now Horvath will fire it up the wall. It's off a leg, and it'll be dumped in by the Mooseheads as Vidicek will try to head after it on the forecheck. Gallant able to bank it off the boards. And LaRue laying a bump on McCarthy there at the Islanders' blue line. As it's punched in by Maynard. He'll battle with Davis. Davis knocks it loose for the Moose, and he'll play it up the left wing side, but Orr couldn't handle that pass. As Gallant has it now. He'll work it back to Stewart at the line. That gets past him. Gooby will come out of his net to stop it for Sean Stewart, the former Moncton Wildcat, acquired in a trade that sent Anthony Hamel the other way, along with some picks as Kieran Gallant punches it in down the left wing. He'll rip it wide of the net. A chance there as McCarthy spun with it. Couldn't quite get the shot off. Now Davis off the glass and out to center. Final minute here in the second period. Shots on goal. 36-12 in this contest in favor of the Islanders. They lead 6-2. Davis will take his time behind the net of James. Sends it up the boards. And Boyd picks it up at the blue line. Shovels it right back in. Dylan Chisholm called up tonight. He absorbs all of that check as Virtue got the worst of that one. Trying to line up Dylan Chisholm. Those two will tangle up. And with a couple of words as the Islanders drive it right back in. Elliott comes away with it. He'll play it back toward the right point for Lowen. Lets his shot go, and that was tipped as it came in toward James. James makes the stop, and he will hang on to it with just 10.6 seconds remaining here in the second period. Coming up during our first intermission, we will chat with Charlottetown Islanders color commentator Corey Arsenault. We will discuss the season to date and certainly want to talk about Cedric Desrousseau's campaign. He has been the picture of consistency this year for the Islanders. Desrousseau with a point tonight. Has got points in all but one game this season. Now it's Justin Barron playing it off the wall, and that puck will bounce back down into the Islanders' end, and that will do it. The Moose, they will certainly have their work cut out for them in the third period. Halifax trailing Charlottetown 6-2 after 40 minutes of play.
Joe on the drive home, only on News 95.7, the official broadcaster of your Halifax Mooseheads.
95.7. ISLES Radio is proudly brought to you by Domino's, Hunter's Ale House, The Factory Downtown, ADL, and Centennial Auto Group.
Your Charlottetown Islanders want you back in the building, so they've partnered with Century 21 Colonial Realty to offer fan cutouts. Buy your fan cutout for $30 and you're automatically entered into the virtual Fan of the Game contest. Every home game gets you a chance to win great prizes from the ISLES Team Shop and the grand prize of a 2021-2022 season ticket. Get details at charlottetown-islanders.com. Tune in or catch the next Islanders game at one of their viewing partner locations. They're home to Cape Breton this Tuesday and Wednesday.
By all means, go ahead and compare Lincoln to the competition. You may be surprised to see how our luxury SUVs stack up. With our calm interiors, suite of standard driver assist technologies, and pickup and delivery service, Lincoln brings you thoughtful experiences and comfort in the extreme. Schedule your discovery drive and compare Lincoln today. We're confident you'll be extremely glad that you did. For details, visit fairislelincoln.ca.
Hey, you! What are you doing with my clipboard? Look, Coach, who I am isn't important, but your game plan is. See, you got armchair athletes here, and you got exercisers out there, and they're all making the most of winter. Some eat at home, some want to eat out watching the big game, and Hunter's Corner has winning plays for all of them.
You're right. Hunter's Corner is a winning choice for all sports enthusiasts.
There's always specials on when you're there to watch the game, or you can go online or use their app to pre-order food and beer for home delivery or curbside pickup. This winter, it's game on at Hunter's Corner.
"2020 is like a giant game of shinny. Whether your goal is the big leagues or just staying on your feet, we're all in this 2020 game together. None of us know which way our stick is going to be thrown, and all we can do is play within the rules, be safe, and bring our A game in 2020.
This message brought to you from Sean Casey, MP for Charlottetown, who is here to help.
This island, it's a place of new discoveries that's been waiting here for you. In every breath of wind and grain of sand, one island voice speaks through. This is a land of adventures, big and small, and quiet moments to wonder at the beauty of it all. This place, this island, it's for you and for me. This place, this island, it's where your spirit can be free. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
Buying local is now more important than ever. ADL is proudly PEI family farm owned and proud to offer you quality dairy products, especially ADL chocolate milk. Packed with 16 essential nutrients, ADL chocolate milk is delicious, nutritious, and a family favorite. While many things have changed, ADL quality dairy products have remained the same. Next time you're out shopping, is ADL chocolate milk in your grocery cart?
Island made, you can tell. It comes from a good place, ADL. ADL.
Introducing the new EastLink TV experience. Now with TiVo, get voice command,
watch Jesse,
personalized recos, and all the content you love in one place. Spend less time searching and more time watching. That's the EastLink Edge.
It's Fair Isle Ford, Charlottetown Islanders Radio. Isles Radio is proudly brought to you by Domino's, Hunter's Ale House, The Factory Downtown, ADL, and Centennial Auto Group.
Peter Norton from Norton's Jewelers here. Myself, my son Craig, and our team are proud to be your local neighborhood jewelers. As people who are born and raised on the island, we know the importance of local. We shop local, eat local, and give locally. We encourage you to do the same and continue to support your community by connecting and buying from local business owners like myself and others. We're happy Norton's Jewelers is open, and we look forward to seeing you to help you add another chapter to your love story with the perfect piece of jewelry.
Norton's Jewelers. There's a shot. Islanders score.
Hi, this is Sean Casey, your MP for Charlottetown. Our federal government is working hard to make sure we have your back during this epic challenge. We'll block shots and keep digging so you can reach your goals. Call for information on programs and services supporting all Charlottetown Islanders.
Call 902-566-7770 for information on how your federal government is supporting Islanders.
Welcome to this edition of Inside the Isles. Maiden Northcott with you as always, joined by Islanders assistant captain, third year with the team, big defenseman on the point, number 6, Noah Lowen. Noah, thanks for taking a few minutes here.
Perfect. Yeah, it's awesome to be here.
Now, looking at this season, we're just kind of getting back into the swing of things now when we're recording this. It's the day before our first game of 2021. Looking back in 2020, they played 18 games so far. How are you feeling about your season? You've been off to a rocket hot start yourself, statistically, but also the team as a whole.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think personally I'm happy with where my game's at in the first half, and same with the team. I mean, when you get off to the start that we have as a team and we're playing as well as we have, it's easy to have personal success, and team success is obviously the most important, but it's easy to combine those two things together, I think.
Yeah, this season, I mentioned at the top, assistant captain with the club right now. Your first season wearing a letter. How has it felt moving into a little bit more of a leadership role now? You're one of the veterans on the team.
Yeah, no, for sure. Obviously, it's something I take pride in. Obviously, being a leader, and I've been in the league. I get to do it here in Charlottetown.
You mentioned the guys in the locker room. There's a few more guys here now that we talk about. Guys you've already met: Bailey, Pete, Sean, Stewart, and two guys who are still in isolation at the time of this recording. Patrick Gay and Braden Virtue. Why don't you quickly talk about those trades and what that means for the locker room? What was kind of the sense when yourself and some of your teammates heard about some of the acquisitions that were made?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I think when you say goodbye to two guys like Justin Gill and Anthony Hamel, it's a little tough at first. They were really good teammates and friends to everybody in that locker room. But those are guys you'll keep in contact with and down the road and always be friends with. But I think what the staff did, bringing in Bailey and Sean and Patrick and Braden, I think will go a long way for our team. Bailey and Pat both have a lot of skill and talent on the forward side, and I think they'll bring lots of goal scoring to us. And Virtue and Stewart are two guys that are tough to play against, and I think will provide a lot of depth back there in the defense and make us a real pain to play against.
One thing that has really changed about yourself, anyways, is the luscious locks here. Like, what is going on with this hair? I got to take a sidebar here from the hockey questions and ask what's going on with the hair. Like, where did this come from? I've known you'd always have the little short mane, and now you got these flowing locks here.
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I used to try and grow it out, but I couldn't get it as nice as I think I have it now. But yeah, usually with the short hair, but just with COVID and everything this year, it's just kind of been something that I run with a little bit and see how it goes. I definitely think I might be due for one soon here.
I don't know, man. If you keep growing it out, you could end up with look at some of the guys. You look at Brandon Tanev in the NHL. Some of the hair right now out there, you're on your way, I think.
Yeah.
All right, looking back at minor hockey for a second, because in all the times that you've been here in Charlottetown, I don't think you and I have ever really talked about what it meant to, growing up in hockey. Who are some of those influences for you, both growing up in minor hockey, whether it be coaches or parents or volunteers? Was there anybody that kind of stands out to you above and beyond all else?
Well, obviously my parents are a huge influence for me. They've supported me all the way through my career, and my dad, growing up, he was actually a scout with the Rocket at the time, and the first year at Charlottetown, and then he moved on to Baie-Comeau. But it's kind of cool to follow kind of in his footsteps. He started with this organization. Now it's my turn to kind of be in here. In terms of coaches, I think one coach that stands out for me would be Kevin Mitchell. He's a pretty well-known name around Nova Scotia, probably around the Maritimes, and even probably in Hockey Canada. I had him for a couple of years in Pee Wee and Bantam, and I think I learned a lot from him, and he taught all the players that played for him a lot. So I think those people are two people that definitely had big influences in my career, and people I learned a lot from and helped me get where I am today.
You talk about that full circle kind of moment where your dad starts with the organization, going back to, like you said, the PEI Rocket, and being here in the first year of the Charlottetown Islanders, and now you're part of the team as well. Overall, looking at your time here in Charlottetown to this point, because obviously there's still so much more left to go, how would you say you've enjoyed your time here in Charlottetown?
I love it. I mean, I think everybody here that plays here really enjoys it. I think our staff with the coaches, they're amazing, top notch, and I mean there's not much more you can say about how amazing Kevin Spide are. So the staff as a whole, and then just the city. I think the city is amazing. It's a close-knit community. There's all kinds of hidden gems around here, and PEI is a beautiful spot, so I definitely, I've enjoyed it a lot here, and I definitely think it'll be a spot that I come back to a lot in the future.
Now, looking in the future, as I said off the top, time of recording this is the day before the first game of 2021. What would you say your goals are for not only yourself, but for your teammates for the second half of the season?
Yeah, I think personally, just kind of continuing the success that I had in the first half. Like I said, I was really happy with how my game was in the first half, and I think just continue to build on that and excel at the best level that I can. I think all the guys around me are going to give that opportunity. And then I think in terms of group play, I think the group in there has a lot of high expectations for ourselves, right from the staff to the the players. There's a lot of excitement around the group we have here, and I think we're going to be competitive, and obviously the goal is to win a championship whenever that may be, but I think we all have a lot of faith in the group that we have here, and I think that's something that we all believe we can achieve.
Well, I think whenever that may be is probably the perfect answer for it, but I do believe, personally, it's a matter of when and not if. So Noah, thanks for taking a few minutes here to chat, and best of luck in the second half here.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, that was Inside the Isles with Noah Lowen, and I'm Aiden Northcott with you as always.
A new online mental health resource is now available to Islanders. It's called Bridge the Gap, and it's part service directory, part knowledge hub, and the go-to resource for mental health and substance use information and support for all ages. You can browse programs, connect with local clinicians, and find peer support anytime, anywhere. And the best part, Bridge the Gap is absolutely free to use. Visit pei.bridgethegap.ca to learn more. That's GAP with 2 P's. This ad paid for by the Government of Prince Edward Island with funding support from Canada Health Infoway.
Thomas Casey flying in there in the backhand all the way to the goal. He scores! QMJHL Friday Night Hockey is back exclusively on Eastlink Community TV. To subscribe, visit eastlink.ca.
Fair Isle Ford is proud to present Isles Radio.
Weather for Centennial Nissan. Conquer winter in the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue. Featuring intelligent all-wheel drive with 5 distinct all-wheel drive modes. Sport, terrain, normal, eco, and snow. Get excited for the award season sales event at Centennial Nissan in Charlottetown and Summerside.
When you provide quality local products for your community, they'll support you back. For over 65 years, ADL has been supporting communities on the island. ADL gives back to the community through local hockey rinks, hospitals, community events, and so much more. It's not just better for your family, it's better for PEI. ADL. Quality, local, community involved. Visit them online at adl.ca.
Island made, you can tell. It comes from a good place. ADL. ADL.
Hi, it's Sean Casey, your Member of Parliament for Charlottetown. These are trying times for all Canadians. Thank you to everyone who is doing their part to keep Prince Edward Island and Charlottetown safe. A special shout out to all healthcare and other essential workers who put themselves on the front line for us each and every day. Call my office at 902-566-7770 for information on how your federal government is supporting Islanders.
Quitting smoking is one of the hardest things you will ever do, but help is available. The PEI Smoking Cessation Program is available to support all Islanders who smoke or use other tobacco products and are ready to quit by providing nicotine replacement therapy or specific cessation medications. Now is the time to put your health first and make the first step towards quitting. Live your best life smoke-free. Visit princeedwardisland.ca/quitsmoking or call the Smokers Helpline, 1-877-513-5333. Paid for by the province of PEI.
We're back with more Charlottetown Islanders Fair Out Forward Isles Radio.
Great, thanks. Zach LaRue driving in, trying to tuck it home, and that was stopped by Gooby. And that was Charlottetown Islanders broadcaster Corey Arsenault, and that one going a little longer than expected as we are back here at the Scotiabank Center. 30 seconds gone in the third period. Mooseheads coming into this final frame, trailing the Charlottetown Islanders 6-2. A little battle along the boards down here in the Mooseheads end, and Zach LaRue will come away with that for Halifax, and he will flip it the length of the ice. Bouncing puck with just enough gas to get across that goal line, and that is an icing charge here to the Mooseheads. We'll get set for a face-off back down in the Mooseheads end. This draw will be to Brady James left. 19:11 to go in period number one. Shots on goal right now, 38-14 in favor of Charlottetown. Brady James between the pipes right now, but did not start the game. Alex Gravel facing 20 shots in the first period. He was absolutely shelled. Halifax outshot by Charlottetown 20-4 during that first, as Bailey Peach lets one go right off the draw, and that is stopped by the rookie netminder. Bailey Peach with a couple of goals here tonight. He's got one against Gravel. He has one against James. A player that came over like Patrick Gay from the Sherbrooke Phoenix. Quite perhaps rack up the offense in the early going here during his time with Charlottetown that the coaching staff was hoping for. But having a big night here tonight. 2 goals, hoping to lead the way on the top line for the Islanders as the Moose look to break out. Justin Barron, Colorado Avalanche first rounder, playing that one rink wide. It's going to be taken back down into the Mooseheads end now by Jason Horvath. He'll play it over for Barron. He knocks it up ahead down into the Islanders end, and Jones will give chase. Budgel on it first, try to play it around the boards, hit the side of the Charlottetown net, and now Tremblay looking to get it out. The board sealed there by Horvath. Budgel back on it for Charlottetown up the right wing for Cedric Desrousseaux. He'll slide it up the boards for Bailey Peach, battling for position with Justin Barron, and Barron roughed him up down in the corner as Horvath sends it out to center. It's Desrousseaux right back on it. He'll dish off for Peach, stepping in, stopped by James. And Brady James down, and he's got some company down there. He had an Islander come right up and over him. Looks no worse for wear. I think that may have been Cedric Desrousseaux, who, with his line mate and teammate Thomas Casey out of the lineup tonight. Desrousseaux once again taking over sole possession of the Q scoring race as Bailey Peach made his way in. A pad stop there by James. Brady James makes the save. As Peach was looking for the hat trick. No allowance, going to dump one in, and it takes a funny hop off the stanchion as James tried to come out to glove it. Landon Myron will clear the zone here for the Mooseheads out to center ice, and Myron wrecking ball there as he came busting down the right wing side. Path of destruction. Cormier, he'll pick it up and play it up the left wing. Oliver will take a little bump out there at center as Robinson's on it here for the Moose. And he'll dump it in ahead for Myron. Myron trying to get the handle on that one, but he had to contend with Patrick Gay, who was on his backside. Elliott back out through center. He's got the red line. He will dump it back behind the Mooseheads net. Davis takes a hit down there, but is able to hand that off as Payton works it over the middle for Vidicek. He'll just gain center and dump it in. Gooby reaching for it, kind of mishandled it as it bounced toward the forbidden zone. Islanders will break out. Ben Boyd overskating that one. That allows his former teammate in Cole Harbour, the teammate there with the Wolfpack in the Nova Scotia UAT Major League, Cole Foston, to pick it up, and he dumped it in. The Islanders will again break out up ice. Gallant on the right side of McCarthy. And he had a stick in his lane. That was Dylan Chisholm, the Mooseheads call-up from the Valley Wildcats, poking in there. Chisholm making his debut this evening. And didn't see a whole lot of ice in the first period, but it's a short-staffed and depleted Mooseheads blue line right now. Jake Furlong took a puck up high off the chin / jaw area back in the first period. He was pretty banged up, and the Mooseheads announcing after the first that Jake Furlong would not return here tonight. Mooseheads already without Cam Wynot on that top pair. Furlong was expected to play on that top pairing here tonight with Justin Barron. But his night was over early in the first as Horvath will skate it out through center, up the right wing for Biasca. He'll flip it wide of the net. Dume swooping down there, and he'll get tied up along the boards by Tremblay. This will be cleared out. Robinson lets it go by there with Horvath trying to get off the ice. Now Davis trying to fire one up the right wing, and Mooseheads couldn't get a stick on that. That is an icing charge here to Halifax. 15:36 to go in the third period, pardon me. Mooseheads getting a goal back in the first period from Justin Barron, his 6th of the year. It came on the power play. Marcus Vidicek and Zach Leroy picked up the assist. That tied the game up at 1, but Islanders scoring 4 in a row after that. Landon Myron with the other Mooseheads goal here tonight, is 11th of the year as Biasca will face off against Budgel, and he'll win that face-off for the Mooseheads. Davis trying to send it off the boards, but Line held there by the Islanders as Biasca is forced back deep in his end. He'll play it ahead for Robinson out to center, and that's off a stick. The Islanders will skate it right back in. Bailey Peach dropping off. There's a shot, and James gets a piece of it as Budge will put it on that. Now Peach rims it hard toward the right point for Noah Lau, and over to Cormier. Lets a shot go, and reaching in to get a piece of it with the stick was Brady James. Now another heavy drive from Cormier. Big stop by James. James just getting a pad on that one as Budgel had a glorious opportunity there at the side of the net. That was Brady James' best save of the night. So 5 minutes and 5 seconds gone here in the third period. Another face-off coming up down in the Mooseheads end. Moose will not have a lot of time to dwell on this game as they are right back in action tomorrow afternoon, taking on the Cape Breton Eagles. And there's a shot right off the face-off as Gay fired it wide. Plantowski will rim it behind the Mooseheads net where Justin Barron breaks it up, and then he'll try to dodge the check of Zach Beauregard, who applies some pressure. Beauregard forcing the turnover and trying to hit Patrick Gay with the pass, but Mooseheads broke that one up, and now Swan will take it out to center and ahead now for Jones. Zach Jones will roll it down toward the corner. Beauregard trying to knock him off the puck. Or look to center it out front. That was picked off, and Oliver will take it out through neutral ice. Now Patrick Gay takes a short pass from Trudeau, carry it in, and that will result in an offside at the Mooseheads blue line. As I said, a rare Friday afternoon game tomorrow. Good Friday. The Mooseheads and Eagles facing off once again. A couple of teams that have seen more than their fair share of one another. Tomorrow will be the 16th meeting of the year between the Mooseheads and the Eagles. Halifax 9-4-2 in this season series as those two teams continue to set new Q records here in this unique pandemic season. Most games ever in a season series between two teams. Boyd battling with Robinson down deep in the Mooseheads end. Boyd will try to play it down over the corner for Elliott. Lucas Robinson has lost his stick. It's worked back toward the left point. Tremblay will rim this one in deep. Horvath sends it up the board. Stewart trying to seal the wall there. Islanders will keep it alive. Vidicek works it loose for the Moose. And he'll send it over now on the right wing side for Payton. Liam Payton drives in. Former Charlottetown Islander pulls up. Back to Horvath. And Horvath mishandled it. Ryan Maynard will lead the attack up ice toward the net. And he gets hauled down by Stephen Davis. And that will just be a tripping call to Davis. Islanders on the power play when we come back.
How does your home greet the world? Ensure it makes an outstanding impression with doors and windows from Coltec. Built to the highest quality and energy efficiency standards, each one is custom made to any color, shape, or size. Coltec. Find great service at a dealer near you.
Complete silence on the highlights if we had have scored. If Moose had scored there, yeah. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Welcome back. You're listening to Dartmouth Dodge Mooseheads Hockey here on News 95.7. 13-14 to go in the third period. The Islanders leading the Mooseheads 6-2, and Charlottetown with an opportunity on the power play. Stephen Davis to the penalty box. Tripping call to the Mooseheads defenseman, and it's a good face-off win for Halifax. That puck will be fired down ice. DeRousseau will work it down over the corner for Lucas Cormier, the Vegas Golden Knights prospect, up toward his own blue line, leaves it for Cedric Desrousseaux. Desrousseaux driving it in down the left wing side, takes a good bump along the boards from Justin Barron, who knocks him off the puck. Robinson trying to freeze it up along the wall to eat up a bit of time on this Islanders power play. Charlottetown looking to work this one loose as Desrousseaux battles down there. Helped out by Budgel, and now it's sent out for Noah Lau and some time in the slot. He'll hand it off for Budgel. Lets a shot go, and like James got a piece of that one as it ended up going over the net. Loose puck behind the Mooseheads goal. Gay and Barron tying up, and that allows Budgel to swoop in and scoop it up. Back toward the line for Cormier, over to Lowen on the left side. Now Lowen down toward the goal line, out front. Quick shot there from Budgel, and that one knocked wide as Desrousseaux tries to shovel it back toward the point for Cormier, and that was out of his reach, and the Islanders will have to regroup as Cormier winds up. He'll carry it in down the left wing. Cormier back of the Mooseheads net. Up the boards, roughed up along the wall by Horvath. It comes back to Cormier. Rink wide to Lowen, back to Cormier to beach a shot. My goodness, James just got a piece of that. That may have been off the goal stick as Bailey Peach tries to work a pass through, and that is off a Moosehead stick. And on a play as we inch closer to the midway point of this third period. 11:32 to play. 18 seconds left on that tripping call. The Halifax's Stephen Davis. Talked about the Mooseheads' next game tomorrow. As we said, not a whole lot of time to dwell on what has been a fairly underwhelming performance for the Herd, especially after you consider they played perhaps their best game, or one of them, on Saturday night. The Moose right back in action tomorrow against the Eagles, and then these two teams, the Moose and Isles, facing off again over in Charlottetown. A rare Sunday evening game. 7 o'clock puck drop. You can catch it right here on News 95.7 as Plandowski approaches center, gets over the red line, fires it in deep. Back to five-a-side hockey as Davis' penalty has expired. Now Peach down toward the corner. Beauregard, short pass back to Peach. Peach trying to fend off Robinson as Trudeau will pinch in. It pops loose to Peach. Trying to get a shot off. That bounced off a stick. And Chisholm battling down here in his Q-League debut. And showing some good strength right there as the Mooseheads cleared it away. Trudeau will circle inside his own blue line. Trudeau will take his time as Landon Myron will head after him, and Trudeau's able to shake him. 10:24 to go here in the third period. Landon Myron has got his 11th goal of the game, 11th goal of the season. It was the second Mooseheads goal of this hockey game. He'll work it rink wide to Horvath. Horvath skates it up, ice. It takes a hit. He gets run over by Drew Elliott. Tremblay behind his net. He will work it up the left wing. And McCarthy will dump that one in deep for Charlottetown. Davis plays it around the wall. Horvath trying to get it out, but the line held by Stewart. Now some real physical play down there in the corners. Elliott has been pretty aggressive on this shift. The Mooseheads will clear it all the way back down into the Islanders' end, and with Robitaille racing after it, the Isles get to it first, icing to Halifax. 9:43 to go in this third period. Mooseheads trail 6-2. You're listening to Dartmouth Dodge Mooseheads Hockey. 9:43 to go in the third period. Gareth McDonald back here at the Scotiabank Center with you. The Islanders leading the Mooseheads 6-2. Face off in the Halifax end. Mooseheads come away with the puck, and Jason Horvat now playing it off for his partner Davis, who got pressured there, mishandled that one, but Boston was into assist as Davis now recovers, sends it off toward the corner for Horvat. Horvat hounded by Virtue. Mooseheads all out of shorts here on the back end. And they're able to get it out right now as Cormier will fire it up the left wing side and pass toward the middle. That was intended for Gallant. Robinson knocked him over. Robinson dropping it off for Biasca. And that one is sent out to neutralize Dumais. In a foot race now with Cormier. Cormier gets to it first, but that was a good little race. Maynard knocked off stride by LaRue, but Virtue will drive it in. And the big hit there as Robinson lays the body on Virtue. Biasca, he'll play it down into the Charlottetown Islanders end for DeRousseau. It's going to be coughed up to the Mooseheads, but Halifax unable to get anything going right there as Oliver is hit by Chisholm. Now some rough stuff down in the corner. Bailey Peach, a bump on Robinson, out for Oliver, lets a shot go, and that was off the post. Oliver on the way to the ice, looked like he got that one up, and it may have been deflected on the way through. Battle inside the Mooseheads blue line, and the Islanders will force it back of the net. Chisholm rims it up the wall, Lowen pinching in. He'll force it back down toward the corner as Chisholm battles down there with DeRousseau, and the Mooseheads will get the puck back. Robinson on it, got poked at by Oliver, and now the Mooseheads able to clear it out. Now Lowen slowing things down back behind the net of Jacob Gooby, who hasn't faced a whole lot of shots here tonight. Beauregard trying to get a shot out there, and that was blocked by Davis. Orr on it, gets poked at by Plandowski. That popped right into the stick of Davis, and he'll send it off the boards down toward Gooby. Patrick Gay comes back to scoop it up, but Orr will force the turnover. Swan in a battle along the boards now with Trudeau, and those two tangled up. Sweeping in to pick it up there was Patrick Gay. Module will flip it down toward the corner here in the Mooseheads end. Jones on it for Halifax. He'll steer it up the boards for Barron. Justin Barron toward the blue line, and the Islanders end. They'll just dump it deep behind the Charlottetown net. Scooby sent it over for Plandowski, or rather for Budgel, who intended who in turn played it ahead for Plandowski. Boyd with it, top of the right circle, rolling puck. And James out of his net to clear that one away. Now Payton hustling after it. And Elliott got to it first. He'll play it up the right wing side. McCarthy back toward the goal line for Trudeau. He'll fire it up the left wing, and that was off the skate of Elliott. Drew Elliott circles inside his own blue line, generates a little bit of speed out through center. He ran into Vidicek, but was able to roll that one down into the Mooseheads end. McCarthy going to get a pass off. That was broken up, and Liam Payton will clear it off the wall and out to center. It's dumped right back in by Stewart. 5:55 to go here in the third period. Gallant toward the high slot. Chisholm breaks it up for the Moose. Landon Myron bumping it off the boards. Chisholm hustling after it. Sent that one over the blue line. It was knocked down by Peach. And now Stewart will play it up the left wing for Gallant. He's hit along the boards by Foston. Bailey Peach back the other way now for Charlottetown, driving toward the net, and he rips that one wide. Bailey Peach, real extra jump in his step here tonight. Dishes off for Gallant. He was looking for a pinching Cormier. Couldn't quite get the stick on it. Gallant over for Lowen. Down low for Peach. Trying to get a sharp angle shot off. Gallant with it. Left circle. Looking for a little bit of room there. Trying to create some space for himself as he cut toward the net. It rolls in toward James. He'll cover it up. We'll take
Band seated in Section 15, Row K. Seats 10 to 14 have won a free Whopper sandwich from Burger King. Save and bring your ticket to the Moosehead Shop in Scotia Square before the Mooseheads' next game to claim your prize.
Heard. Here. News 95.7. Your home for Halifax Mooseheads hockey. Catch tonight's post-game show on your way home. Only on News 95.7.
What am I supposed to do? Go and stand on the edge. Third period, Attilio Biasca with a face-off win down in the Mooseheads end. And Zach Leroy ahead for Biasca. He's got Dume with him toward the net, and that one goes wide off the Islanders' goal. Dume for Zach Leroy. Leroy trying to work it out front. That was off the skate of Lowen. Beauregard gets poked at there by Leroy. It's going to roll down toward the corner. Cormier able to stab it behind the net for Lowen. It's turned over to Horvat. Bouncing puck down deep in the Charlottetown end as Dume and Cormier battle along the boards. Biasca right in the fray as well. Puck comes loose. Beauregard will send it rink wide. Lowen tracks after it, and he'll fire a good pass up ahead for Ryan Maynard, the defenseman who was playing up front in this one for the Charlottetown Islanders, along with Braden Virtue. Couple of players out up front. Jim Holton saying that was more by necessity than design here tonight, as this will be carried ahead by Gay on the left wing side for Oliver. He'll try to work it down toward the corner. Bouncing puck down low in Mooseheads territory. Less than 4 to play. Justin Barron trying to bounce one over for Jones. Mooseheads can't get it out. Trudeau protects the puck. He'll steer it down toward the corner, and Justin Barron kind of mishandling that one. He'll recover, dished off to Robinson. Now back to Justin Barron. There's a pass up ahead for Orr. He'll pick it up on his backhand, trying to drive his way past Plantowski. Good stick from Oscar Plantowski, though, as he was able to reach in and break that one up for the Islanders. Just Bobby Orr trying to get something going for his team. Now a great drop pass, a shot ripped right on by Oliver, and he was denied by Brady James. A big point-blank stop right there for Brady James as Sam Oliver was looking for the hat trick as well. A couple of Islanders with 2 goal performances here tonight. Bailey Peach has got a pair. His first multi-goal game since coming over to Charlottetown. Sam Oliver as well with the first multi-goal game of his career. DeRousseau lets a shot go right off that draw. Let it rip from the high slot. It was steered aside by James. Budgel beneath the Mooseheads goal line. Gets roughed up down there by Davis. And Landon Meyer able to shovel this one out to center. Then Boyd back at his own blue line. He'll fire a pass up ahead for DeRousseau to Budgel. Trying to dance his way in, but got tied up there with Horvat. And those two will continue to battle as Liam Payton plays it up the left wing. It was off the stick of Meyer, and he'll hustle after it. Stewart gets to it first for Charlottetown for his partner Tremblay. Now Tremblay will clear this out to neutralize. Budgel skates it in, turns it over to Payton. He'll bank it off the boards and out to center. Cormier. He'll drop this one off for Noah Lowen up the left wing side to Peach. Played back down into the Islanders end for Lowen. A pass up the left side to Budgel. He'll try to thread a feed through, but that was picked off by Barron, and he'll chip it up ahead now for Payton. For Zach Leroy down the right wing. He was poked at by Cormier, knocked it off of his stick. Now with some time, as we can hear the Mooseheads shouting at Biasca, he winds up and sends it off the wall back down into the Islanders' end. Leroy trying to apply a little bit of pressure there. It's off the stick of Biasca. Looked like it hit Peach, and then that puck ending up Got a play down in the Islanders' end. So just a minute 46 left in this contest. 6-2, the Charlottetown Islanders on top. Not a game that the Mooseheads will want to be discussing after this one is over. Just a flat effort here tonight from the Moose. Again, coming off that fantastic performance that they put forth over in Charlottetown on Saturdays. Zach Beauregard down here, the Mooseheads end, hands it off for Bailey Peach, and that is going to go off the stick of Peach, up and out of play. Well, the Mooseheads, again, a little depleted here with all the bodies that they're missing. Lost Jake Furlong in the first period. As we said, right back in action tomorrow, and they'll be going up against Cape Breton Eagles team that has been dealing with a few health issues of their own, but they have had some time off. Have not played a game since last Thursday night here at the Scotiabank Center. So they'll be pretty well rested tomorrow when they make the trek to the Scotiabank Center to take on the Mooseheads. Islanders will whack it deep into Halifax territory. Robinson comes back to collect here for the Moose, taking his time behind the net of Brady James. He'll steer a pass up the right wing side, an outlet feed for Zach Jones. He'll roll it down toward the corner, and Gallant heads after it. Worked it over for Trudeau. James Swan broke it up. Islanders back on it as it's flipped ahead by Trudeau for Sam Oliver. He'll roll it in to the Mooseheads corner. Horvat behind the net for Chisholm. Dylan Chisholm will just dump that one out. Rolls down into the Islanders' end. Jacob Gooby out to play it. He'll hand off for Trudeau. Back to Plandowski. Oscar Plandowski off the boards. Was out of the reach of McCarthy. Bounces out for Gallant. Carries it in, but does so offside. Just 18.8 seconds remaining. Mooseheads taking on the Charlottetown Islanders on Sunday night over in Charlottetown. A rare Sunday evening game that you can catch on News 95.7. Join tomorrow. For tomorrow's game, we will have a color commentator, Bill Short, technical director with the Dartmouth Whalers Minor Hockey Association, joining us for tomorrow's game against the Cape Breton Eagles. Just get another quick whistle right off of that face-off. So Patrick Gay lining up against Marcus Vidicek. Vidicek out here with Landon Myron and Liam Payton. Barron on the back end with Stephen Davis. Mooseheads will win the draw. They will flip it down into the Islanders' end, and that will do it. The Charlottetown Islanders take it tonight. Dominant effort from them, out shooting the Mooseheads 45-15 this evening. 6-2 the final in this one. The Islanders continuing their massive win streak. The longest win streak in franchise history will continue. Make it 14 in a row for the Charlottetown Islanders during what has been a very unique pandemic season here in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. We'll be back to wrap it all up with the post-game show in just a moment or two. You've been listening to Dartmouth Dodge Mooseheads Hockey live from the Scotiabank Center on News 95.7. I said 14. It wasn't 15? Okay, because I could be wrong. Yeah, it's 14. 14 straight. Yeah, let's do. I can take an. Why don't? I think we probably missed out on a few commercials tonight, so why don't we start with like 4 minutes here, if you don't mind? All right. Yeah, let's take a bunch. I'll be back.